Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. I have been in the kitchen after I got off work and been doing some bread stuff, so I'll insert that right here. We are going to start with some sourdough discard bread. I have my mixing bowl to my stand mixer, and I'm going to add my 100 grams of sourdough discard. And then my flour and some water. Then it goes into the stand mixer and it mixes for about 45 seconds or until it becomes a shaggy dough. In the meantime, I'm going to refill my flour jar out of my bulk flour bucket. And here we are at our shaggy dough. This is where you want it. And now we're going to move on to starting a original sourdough loaf. I'm going to add my active starter and then some water. And my active starter was fed this morning. And she doubled in size, and then we add our water and our flour. And our salt. And those are the only ingredients to this bread. And we just mix her up until she has formed a shaggy dough. Then we'll cover her up and let her rest for 30 minutes. Moving on to feeding Cheeky, my sourdough starter. I'm going to go ahead and plop her in here, and then I will divide her in half. And then I will feed her equal parts water and flour. You'll notice here that I'm pulling flour from two different jars. One of those jars is whole wheat flour and the other jar is all-purpose flour. And when I feed my starter, I actually do a 50-50 of whole wheat flour and all-purpose flour. Now we'll just put her in a jar and put a rubber band around her and let her sit on the counter until she has doubled in size again, and then we can make another loaf of bread. And now I'm headed out to the garden, and we are somebody sneaking up on me. We are going to uncover the crops in the garden. We have been super cold here lately in the teens, and so I had everything kind of just half butt covered up, and we are now in warmer temperatures and to the point to where they can stand it, so we're going to go uncover them and see how they look. They probably look pretty sad, but I think we'll see. I think everything's going to make it, but we'll see. Okay, so we did win some and we did lose some. The coldest temperature that I saw on my weather feels like 5. And that's 5 Fahrenheit. So I kind of expected that I might lose some. Pretty much everything looks pretty bad, but I do believe that a lot of these things are going to bounce back. The leeks look bad, but they are fine. So they are still firm and they will be fine. The Brussels sprouts look bad, but I also believe that we're going to be fine. We're just gonna have to wait and see on these. They feel firm. We have a lot of damage on the outside leaves, but I think that these guys will bounce back and keep growing as spring approaches. The kohlrabis look bad, but are still fine. They are still firm, and now that they're uncovered, I think they'll grow. We'll just have to wait and see. These guys look really bad. But the bulbs are still perfectly intact and perfectly fine, so that's good. The cabbages, the bigger heads are fine. They are still firm. I lost this one. This one's squishy. I do not believe that this one's gonna bounce back. I believe it's chicken food, but this one, although it is freezer burned, so to speak, it is still firm. So I am gonna go ahead and let that continue to grow. And the last remaining cabbage in this bed is gone. It's squishy. So that one did not make it. Back inside to our bread. It is rested, and now we are going to add the butter. "20 grams of sugar, 10 grams of salt, and 7 grams of yeast." And then back in the mixer, it will go for 6 minutes or until it's slapping the sides. And in the meantime, while that's doing its mixy thing, we're going to do some stretch and folds on the original sourdough loaf. This was the egg haul for today, which is quite a bit more than we've been getting recently. So we were excited to get 18 eggs today. There our bread is slapping the sides of the bowl, so we know that it's done, and we will just get the hook out of it, and then we will let it rest in the bowl covered for 1 hour. Okay, now it's dinner time. It's time to go get the animals their dinners. I missed snack time last night for everybody, so I'm gonna add snack time into dinners tonight. Looks like it's apples. I can't imagine what you're so excited for. Gotta pay taxes. Hold on. Patience, my dear. Old lady first. Remember. Hop, spit that out. That's not yours. Spit that out. Let me have it. Let me see. Spit it out. Spit it out. Happy, that's yours. This one's yours. You guys heard the alarm. That's the bread alarm. Yeah, clean that all out for me, would you? Stretchy foldy time. That's how I get my steps in. In case you're wondering, this is sawdust from Mr. Wonderful's woodworking here in our shop. He has a planer that creates sawdust, and he has figured out how to bag it, and so we can use it in the stalls for the horses. So this was a whole big trash can of sawdust that he has made in our own shop. Okay, now for the fun part. Chickens escaped today when Mr. Wonderful was feeding them, so I'm gonna attempt to herd them up. And with that, you guys, evening chores are done, and I'm gonna go in and continue to make bread. I hope you all had a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.